Attendance for full-time FCAO students. Full-time FCAO students' attendance is tracked based on how they're doing in their class, if they are on pace, and their grades, and then also on how many hours they spend a week in the system. So Edgenuity and Apex has a calendar with due dates for every single assignment. We expect students to stay on target with the course expectations. And also, the student should spend a time equivalent to what would be spent in that course if they were in person in school. So, depends on how many classes the student is carrying at one time, how many hours per week we expect that student to work in the system. So, the details of how attendance works is every Monday, every full-time FCAO student is monitored in terms of their progress and their grades. A student is considered to be in full attendance as long as they are making adequate progress in their courses, so they are not behind. If a student is falling behind in their class completion, a letter or an email will be sent to the parents and the student notifying them of the concern and giving the student time to get caught up. If the student does not get caught up, an attendance plan will be put in place. We can require the student to log in for 4 hours per day, 5 days a week. It will be strict attendance monitoring. If the student does not meet those expectations, absences will be recorded. They will be listed as unexcused absences. Now, just like if your student was in school, a parent can submit an excuse. So if your child was sick, whatever, you can submit an excuse to the attendance officer just as if your child was in school. But unexcused absences will be recorded until the student reaches adequate progress. We do have a lot of supports in place for attendance issues with our attendance officer, and he can help the student with a student attendance improvement conference, and we can come up with an action plan to help the student. The whole process is designed to just help your child keep up to date in his classes so that he successfully completes all of his classes. And the details of how that is done is outlined here in this program guide, which is available on the school district website. So the whole key, though, is if your student is making adequate progress in their course, so if they are not behind, they are considered to be in full attendance, and none of this will come into play. If you have any questions on attendance for your full-time FCAO student, please email Mrs. Riley at Stephanie_Riley@fcasd.edu or the attendance officer, which is Mr. Sullenberger, Roger_Sullenberger@fcasd.edu.